A normal week is a never-ending marathon, basically through an obstacle course while juggling chainsaws. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Johnson. I'm Senior Property Manager at Windermere Lease Source here in Spokane. I wanted to pull the curtain back on something that it's an interesting debate that we have in the property management business and how it is property management is so different than real estate sales. A lot of people think that property management is a slower version of real estate, and it is not. In fact, it's a much faster paced version of real estate than real estate sales by far. I mean, seriously, try juggling 1,200 clients. Let's see, 731 leads, 31 vacancies, and 100 showings all in the same month. That kind of volume and the pace, it actually never stops, 7 days a week. When those emails go unanswered, they pile up really, really fast. And you basically, there really is no pause. You're jumping in a fast moving river and you're just going to go with the river. That's the only choice you have, or it piles up on you so fast, you really don't have any choice but to sink or swim. So one of the reasons property management is so fast paced, imagine in real estate sales, you might on a good time be operating with 5 or 10 clients at once. We're going to operate, I don't know, hundreds of clients simultaneously. I mean, our company, like I say, we're at about 1,300 doors. But myself, I've probably got about 450 doors myself, and maybe around 325 different owners that I have. Each one of those owners is a client. Each one of those tenants is a client. Each one of those vendors is a client. We get showings at 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. We do. We get phone calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that never stops. I mean, basically, we market, we screen, we approve, we document, we coordinate, we inspect, we enforce, and sometimes we have to evict. And that's basically all in one day. This stuff is constantly going on. You can have a property with multiple problems going on at once. We have a property, bed bugs, 3 different evictions, hoarders, drug addicts, people removing doors and locks. This kind of thing is like pretty unusual. It's not going to happen every day in property management. It's rarely going to happen in sales. So we're basically solving fires every day. Usually if a tenant or an owner is reaching out to me, it's because there's a problem, not because they're happy and they just want to chat. There's an issue going on. There's a fire going on, and we have to put that out. So another big difference between a sales agent and property management is certainly going to be in the mindset. Agents chase a deal where property managers, we chase efficiency and basically long-term ROI. And that is really serious. That's really what we're doing is chasing that efficiency and the long-term money. Agents get paid when the deal closes. Property managers get paid monthly with the proper oversight. A sales agent might work with a client from 30 to 90 days. In property management, we could be working with clients for 5, 10, or sometimes 20 years. I know right now with some of the clients that we inherited from our most recent purchase, I'm seeing property management agreements out there that are 25 years old and they've never been changed. These clients have been sitting there working with the same team for that long. That is a lot different. And even in sales, when you have repeat clients, you might not see them for 5 or 6 years. Our clients, we're seeing and talking to them sometimes monthly, and that could be going on for years. If they're a type of client that needs a lot of attention, their property might need a lot of attention. They might need a lot of handholding, or they just like to be talking about their properties and enhancing it, being there when the work orders are being done. We're going to be involved in all of that process. And that's going to be over a long period of time, so you get to know your clients very well. Sales agents lean on marketing, negotiation, and sales skills. But in property managers, we live in systems, spreadsheets, maintenance cycles, and housing laws. That's where we live constantly. A sales agent might get 10 to 20 texts in a day on average. I get about 100 reach outs on a day between direct messages, texts, phone calls, emails. Easily, I'm getting 100 a day at least, and that is going to be 7 days a week. So if I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off, when I show up at work on Monday, I have a volume of information that you wouldn't believe on what I need to get to and to put those fires out Monday morning as quickly as I can. Also, property managers carry way more legal liability. We have tenant laws, housing laws, fair housing laws. We have habitability standards we have to watch out for. We have trust accounting that we have to deal with. We have federal laws that we have to deal with, including the same ones you do with discrimination laws and all of that. But ours is basically, we're dealing in that legal framework on a daily basis. So if I was to give you a quick snapshot of a month in our office, you're going to look at 750 leads across 31 listings. We're going to have 104 showings booked. We're going to get 60 applications submitted. We're going to get anywhere from 75 to 100 maintenance requests. We're going to have 5 or 6 tenants that are in eviction court, and we're going to have systems failures on multiple properties. That's not a bad week, you guys. That's basically a normal week in what we do. Real estate agents is basically a sprint, where property management is a never-ending marathon, basically through an obstacle course while juggling chainsaws. So who should and should not do this job? You'll thrive in property management if you're hyper-organized, if you can make decisions under pressure, if you love solving problems, and you like building systems and processes and chasing efficiency. You'll hate it if you want a flexible schedule, if you want to avoid conflict, if you don't want to be on call, and you think one transaction ends your cycle. then if that's what you think, you would hate property management. So if you're thinking of getting into property management and you're a real estate agent, you really want to think about if you want to change the entire way that you look and operate in real estate, operating with systems, operating with detailed spreadsheets, and operating where you're constantly maximizing efficiency and not chasing those leads. That might be a reason that you really like it if you thrive in that environment. On the other hand, if you thrive in the sort of the lifestyle environment of being a nice agent, that's a successful agent where you call your own time, you work when you want, and just having that freedom and flexibility, that's not part of property management. Thanks again.